All right, welcome back to the Friday show. I'm Scott Jagow, along with Ray Paulick. Glad you can join us. We'll be talking some Kentucky Derby coming up, but first, let's begin with a little controversy, Ray. Exchange wagering. It's an issue that's been out there for a few years, but it's finally coming to a computer near you if you happen to live in New Jersey. So what are the pitfalls we should expect as this form of wagering potentially comes to the United States in a bigger form?
Well, Betfair bought TVG in 2009. They're the English-based company that started exchange wagering. New Jersey is the first state to move ahead. We don't know all the details yet or when they're going to start, but it's coming soon. The two big issues that I see are, one, you could be betting on horses to lose. The traditional pari-mutuel system is about winning. You bet on horses to win. Number two, with that, you have the opportunity for integrity issues. If you're betting on horses to lose, it's easy to fix a race, to fix a bet, to stiff a horse, to hold a horse, keep him from winning. That's happened in England. It's happened a bunch of times. But Betfair has the technology in their computer programs to identify unusual betting patterns. They prosecute, they turn over, and they go after people, and they throw them out of the game if they catch them.
That's all well and good, but the big issue in transferring this here is that in Britain there's a British horse racing authority, a central authority that can help make this an easier situation with cooperating with Betfair and the authorities and all that. Here you're going to have to require cooperation between states. For example, if the bettors in New Jersey, yeah, that's a funny one. The bettors in New Jersey and say the races in California and the shenanigans are going on there. But I do think that this is an exciting form of wagering that could spice things up, bring in new people, because I have taken people to the track that ask me these very questions. Can I bet against my buddy? Can I specifically bet a horse to lose? So I think a younger crowd might be into this. I think the kind of Wall Street crowd might like it as well. We're just going to have to wait and see how it works in New Jersey.
Well, one of the things it's going to bring, I think, is in-race betting. And think about last Saturday's San Carlos with Kobe's back winning the race from way back. In England, you'd be able to bet on him all the way through the race, and his odds would be changing constantly. He was the betting favorite in the pari-mutuel system, but at the quarter pole, you probably could have gotten a really good price on him. If we can overcome our technology problems, and we have them in this business, that could be a lot of fun.
It could be. All right, let's move on to the Kentucky Derby.
Okay, well, we had two big Derby preps last weekend. We've got the $900,000 Rebel Stakes coming up Saturday at Oaklawn Park. Scott, what is in your Derby capsule?
I got a little Todd Pletcher. A couple of weeks ago, I wrote about how he hadn't won any of the juvenile Derby preps. He had one second-place finish in the first couple of months of this year. Where is Todd Pletcher? He had 4 victories by that point last year. I think he's got a late developing crop, and/or he's changing his strategy because he is 1 for 43 with his Derby starters. But they're starting to come around. Destin and Outwork finished 1-2 in the Tampa Bay Derby, 7 clear of third, and looked pretty good doing it. And he's got a couple of other lightly raced colts that may start to shine here at just the right time.
Are you telling me that I'm going to have to cancel my May 7th pity party for Todd? Because I was starting to feel sorry for the guy that he might not have a Derby horse this year.
I'm not saying you have to cancel it, but maybe put the plans on hold.
Okay.
But Pletcher doesn't have a horse in the Rebel Stakes, which drew a field of 14 horses. What do you think about this race? I think it looks pretty good on paper.
Well, he very rarely ships to Oaklawn Park, I think. But someone who does ship to Oaklawn Park and owns this race is Bob Baffert. He's won 5 of the last 6 Rebel Stakes, last year with American Pharoah. What are these other trainers thinking? They can't win this race. This is Baffert's race to win. He's got Cupid in here. I know on paper all Cupid has done is break his maiden. That was his first time around 2 turns. He's a $900,000 Keeneland yearling. He's the son of leading sire Tappet. That's who I'm going with.
Yeah, but I think there's some pretty good competition here. There's a horse named Cherry Wine for Dale Romans who has won his last 2 by 15 combined, and some observers are very high on this horse. I like Whitmore as my long shot Derby play at this point. And he got beat by Sudden Breaking News in the Southwest, who came from all the way back. So there's some horses that I think could step up and challenge Bob Baffert this year.
I think this is a shipper's race to win. That's traditionally what it's been. So I think one of the shippers, you mentioned Dale Romes with Cherry Wine. Dallas Stewart has a shipper from the fairgrounds that may have a shot, Mr. Longshot.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to throw the Southwest horses out.
Well, what do you make of the San Felipe from last weekend?
My opinion is, California has done very well in the Kentucky Derby in recent years. I don't think we saw the Kentucky Derby winner in the San Felipe. I just don't think it was a very strong race.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it because it looked like the time was slower than a lot of Santa Anita races. Exaggerator was exasperating. They should change his name. I think he wants to go long, but his trainer even admits he might be a miler. He's kind of frustrating, so I don't know what to make of the California crop outside of Nyquist. Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Friday Show. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you next week.